things people keep seeing is inflation, the inflation rate, and that property is beating inflation rate. Can you explain that?
I guess there's two sides to this. I mean, ultimately, property prices going up is a form of inflation, right? So it's inflating the price, and it's something that people have to spend money on. It's in terms of it outpacing inflation in terms of what you're talking about from an investment point of view. That really comes into play with the leverage side. So if you're taking that cash that you have and you're leveraging it with debt, so you take that 25% deposit and you leverage it 3 times, so you end up with the 75% put down as the debt and the mortgage. You're buying an asset that then goes up in, say, 3 to 15% in some areas of the country. So whether that's 4 or 15% is higher or the same as the actual inflation rate that you're seeing is not the simple story. So you need to think about the fact that you've got that cash. Let's use 100 grand value of property to keep it simple. You're taking that 25 grand cash and you're buying a £100,000 asset with it that then increases by 5%. That's a 5 grand increase. But if inflation is going up by 5%, then actually you're making more money, because that same 25,000 is lost 5% of its value by the fact that everything is now 5% more expensive. But you've gone and got an asset that's increased by 5%, but you've got an asset that's 4 times the value of the cash that you invested. So you're technically getting 20% on that 25 grand cash, whereas the value of that 25 grand cash has gone down by 5%. Do you see what I mean? So there's inflation in its simple terms, in that are the house prices going up faster than inflation, and therefore if you invest in a savings account versus a property, are you beating inflation in that sense? But it really starts to come into its own when you're leveraging that money, and then it's really about looking at the cash that you have and how does that compare when you put it to good use, put it into an asset that then increases, and ultimately the cash that you've got back is beating inflation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hope it does.
For everyone else.
Yeah.